Okay, today is March the 3rd, Thursday, March the 3rd, 2016. We're having a little application problem that I didn't have 45 minutes ago. So I'm seeking to have everyone connect through a chat room, but I'm going to also do this so that I have my trusty cell phone out here and you could instant message me through Facebook. Go to Facebook Messenger if you have it, and you could pop your questions in, and I can pick up your questions right then and there, so that everybody will be able to get this information one way or the other. So, through divine power and by divine grace, it is my hope and my spiritual hope, faith, and desire that all to flow well for each and every one of us. That as you get to view this show live or in the archives later, that it becomes a blessing to you, a blessing that brings forth the grace in your own life, your own divinity, your own spirit, your own soul, as we call it, your higher self. May you and your higher self become one and the same. And as time goes on, know that there are blessings coming to you in different ways. Blessings coming from your own efforts, efforts of your loved ones, your close friends, your colleagues. Know that the universe is for you at all times, and that all we have to do is kind of increase our vibration and step our vibration up higher, and we will see that we are one and the same with that which is divine. It's for us to realize that as we give our tithings, and I don't mean that monetarily, as we give our tithings of our energy spiritually to our practices, to whatever rituals we do from day to day, whatever altar we might have, whether it's an ancestral altar or it's a deity altar or an altar connected to your various guides, know that this is your golden opportunity to see yourself expand. Now, we're on a day that's ruled by Jupiter, Thursday, so this is a day of expansion. And this is why I chose to do a live video stream on a Thursday, every Thursday, because I'm looking forward to helping you expand. And the more that I can do that, then the better the opportunity shall be, so that you too could experience greater opportunities in your own life. So as we begin to reach forward now, and reach forward so that all is moving well with us, that all is of beauty and harmony, know that this beauty and harmony is simply for you. And as it is opening, it is allowing you to be who you are. And in this beauty of being yourself, you have this opportunity to express yourself, to be the beauty and the harmony that you seek to be. And as we know that as we start to move forward with that, we will begin to enjoy ourselves, enjoy our divinity, and know that we are also a blessing to others in our lives. And we get a chance to be a blessing in so many different ways. We get a chance to be a blessing just by simply being ourselves, being that divine aspect of ourselves. We get a chance to uplift other people in the process. We get an opportunity to see that other people are well, just like we are well. So this is always an interesting way or means, and we just have to realize that the universe is reaching out and is saying, tag, we're it. Tag, it's our turn. Tag, it's our opportunity to be even better than what we were before. So we know that each and every day we're actually changing. We're never the same twice. Never the same. We're always moving forward. We're never moving backwards. We might be standing still, but we are never moving backwards. We're always lifting ourselves and moving forward. So I want to, as I'm talking, I know other people might be at uh, jobs and things of that nature, and they're on their way home. And this doesn't have a call-in number, this particular show. So the only way that you could be here is to be here. If you now, many people, as I said before, it doesn't take much to open up a free Ustream broadcaster's account. It'll be free to you. You can maintain it free so that you could just come here and chat with me. And so I see here that I'm going to have to set this to Ustream because for some reason it is not picking up on my, it's not properly picking up for me through Facebook or Twitter. So I'm going to continue to talk. You're going to see this show here. And each time we'll get better as things go along. It's the way of the internet, as they say. And I just want to leave this here. Readings of divine grace and remembrance. So you can come back um, after the show while it's in the archives. A lot of people are broadcasting shows on here all the time. So let's see here. For some reason, it's now that I have a chat, it's not letting me come on through. So while we're doing this, I'm not going to shut this down at all. I don't understand why it's not making its presence known. So we're just going to keep on talking here. I'm going to make sure that we do have a show. Maybe I'll go into my other area. We're going to keep the camera rolling, and I'm just going to keep talking. And maybe what I will do is, let's see if my event showed up behind me here on Facebook. And in a few more weeks, we're going to have what I call a birthday show. In about 2 weeks, I'm looking forward to have my own show. It'll be on the day after my birthday. And I have a show coming up on the 10th, and then I have a show coming up on the 17th here, but my birthday is March the 16th, so I want to prepare something very special for that event. I might be releasing some channel decrees out into the world to people, but I want everybody to have this opportunity to enjoy this with me. And so we're going to see that all is well when we do this. In the meantime, I am making sure that all is well here right now. So, the Circle Grace One was founded on July the 2nd, 1999 AD under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. It became known as my spiritual and metaphysical ministry, which means I don't teach Christian disciplines. I teach anything that is related to meditation, tarot, numerology, because to me those are ministries. And those are ways to administer to other people so that they could be blessed in the way that they need to receive a blessing. And this is what I've always wanted it to do, wanted it to be. So, here we are right now with this opportunity to do so. And whenever I get these opportunities, I'm always sharing as much as I can with people, because that's the way to be. The way to be is to share what you know, share what you understand, and see to it that people receive. And I'm always looking out for making sure people can receive things, because that's what it's about. An opportunity to get things going in your life, and to have people there, who could help you do what you need to do. My job is just being a spiritual mentor for people, and I've been doing spiritual mentoring now for about officially, with some people I started back as early 1999, some 1998. I got started mentoring various people. So this is my way of sharing with everyone, sharing the wisdom with everyone, and seeing that all things go well. So as we are moving forward here in this year, and we haven't even touched spring yet, but we're about to. In a few more weeks, we'll be in that springtime according to this calendar year. It's a goal of mine to just continue to stretch forward so that people can receive. And it's important to me that people are receiving all the time. Because if we can receive, then we could do more. Excuse me, for ourselves. Didn't mean to burp. I'm finishing this fasting, and I'm still in the midst of the fasting. So while I'm here, I'm going to check on a few things. One of the things I also want to bring up is that the more we do for ourselves spiritually, and not only just meaning doing it spiritually, keeping it in our mind, keeping it in our heart, but what are we doing from day to day so the spirituality can be seen? And one of those things we want to keep doing so that the spirituality can be seen is to allow ourselves to continue the process. And the process is making it each and every moment a part of our life. And that's what we're here to do, to make things a part of our life. Not to skip. We don't want to skip anything. We want to allow ourselves this opportunity to be in the process of grace at all times. And when we can be in the process of grace, the spirit of grace, to me, grace is just living life that's effortless, where we're not struggling to do anything. That's, to me, what living grace is all about. Some people say, well, I'm highly favored. Well, everybody can be highly favored. Everybody. Yes, you can believe it in yourself, but, the divine doesn't just favor you, it favors everybody. Because everybody is a process of that divinity. And when we know and understand that we are all a process of the divine, we're all intricate parts of it, then what we realize is that each and every one of us has this golden opportunity to start living in the spirit of things and have that spirit move forward for us, and have us be a part of it. And as you know, each and every time it's all about what? Bringing the balance and the harmony to your mental state, to your emotional feeling, empathic state, to your physical frame, and to your spiritual frame. Your spiritual side encompasses all of that. So we're looking forward to see to it that we are prospering spiritually, because you could prosper physically, and we need the money, but when that money runs out, or there's a problem with money, how are you prospering? Even if you save things, How are you still prospering when you go through that? Well, then you have to draw on the riches that no one can see. And the riches is your connection to the divine, to the gods, goddess energies, the angels, your continuous talk with Mother Nature, with the sun, with the moon, your continuous conversation with your ancestors, your continuous conversation with everything that's making it possible for you to carry on, to move forward, to move a little higher. And I'm now this is just my view, is you don't have to be in one particular I'm going to call it cultural driveway to benefit. You have to find those elements, those tools that work for you. There are many tools that are universal and some that are just only for certain people, certain mindsets. So sometimes it's not available or appears to be available to everyone until you have a greater understanding of yourself. And so when you have that greater understanding of yourself, you find out that you begin to prosper. And you can prosper in smaller ways as well as larger ways. And again, what we're striving to do, we are striving to move forward with our divinity. That's what we're looking to do. If we can move forward with our divinity, then we start looking forward to the divine in action in ourselves. And, one of the things we always have to do, we have to learn to love each other, love ourselves, as well as we love the next person. And we also have to let other people live out the path that they're on. Just like you want people to respect your path, you also have to respect other people's path, even if it appears to you that the way the person is living is not up to par, not up to spec, but maybe that's what they can do at that time, or maybe that's what their choice has been. So we have to, we have to allow certain things to be. So this is why I say to everybody, and to eat, this is that phrase, to each his own, right? Because you can be a vegan, you can be a vegetarian, you might be a person that's still eating meat, shellfish, you name it. But if that's what you have to do at that time, then that's what you have to do at that time until you educate yourself or till you prove it more to yourself. Because no one can prove it to you but you. Alright? It's just the same way you must prove it to yourself about, driving a car, hitting a baseball, throwing a football, lifting weights, jogging, swimming. You got to prove things to yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anybody else. So you're really not in competition with anybody else. The only competition is the person in front of the mirror. I heard that phrase. It sounded good. It was in the script. I saw the movie The Creed with my family over the weekend. We saw it Sunday. And one of the things that Stallone's character tells Michael B. Jordan's character, who plays Creed's son, Apollo Creed's son, they're in the gym training in Philadelphia, and he's looking in the mirror. And what does he tell him? He tell him, the only enemy is you. Your enemy is not the person across the ring. Now that person might be in the way for the moment, in your face for the moment, he's saying in so many words, but the real person that you're having the battle with is you. It's the person on the inside. It's the person who needs to make the change, who needs to make the adjustments. So this is why I tell everybody, not everybody can be a vegan. And I would say it takes a while to get there. Why? Because your body, you got to detox your system with a lot of things. You can do it in 21 days, you can do it in 40 days, but you still have to work on detoxing every element. Your mind, how you're feeling, what you're sensing, your thoughts, your habits. All these things come into play moment by moment, and nothing really kicks into place overnight. So as you begin to do that, you begin to realize that you can only do these things a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. So it's important for us to, never push other people into your path. Don't even pull them into your path. Because what you're doing is for you. And they have to come into something that is assisting them, right? They have to find that which works for themselves. So when they find something that works for them, then, and if it makes sense for them, and if it's growing them, then you got to let them grow in the nature that they're growing in. They have to move with whatever they're moving with. Whatever that person's plans are, they kind of have to exhaust those plans for themselves until they can see what you're seeing, until they can begin to understand. And so it is different for everybody else. Not everybody is going to see the same thing that everybody sees. It's impossible. So yes, we want to share everything that we're learning, but as one of my spiritual sisters says, you can show them better than you can tell them. So think of that. You could show a person better than you can tell them. You can talk to a person all day long, but you can demonstrate it. So that means, let's say if you got in a dispute or argument with somebody, you just got tired of all the disagreeing. You know what? What real example can they go by? They can only go by what you do, your action. Sometimes they're not going to see it in your words. They're not going to understand it in your words. No matter how truthful you are being, no matter how much unconditional love that you're putting out there, no matter how much peace you're laying on the table, sometimes people aren't receiving it because they don't want to understand it. They don't want to take it in and understand, okay, this is your path and your decision. So it's like my sister says, I can show you better than I am talking to you. I'm trying to tell you something every day. That's not working. But it'll work better if I just demonstrate it. And that's true. People start just going ahead and demonstrating, proving to, and when you're demonstrating these things to other people, you're not saying this because you want to feel better than the next person. What you're actually doing is this. You're demonstrating even to yourself that the path that you have chosen is going to work out for you. So again, if you're going to be a vegan, then it's on you. The onus is on you to prove to you that you could be a vegan, that it's going to help you. Same with being a vegetarian. And or just not being any of those things. The thing to understand is that each level, each moment you grow into these experiences, you learn something different. Now I could say for sure, I'm going to be 64 in a few weeks. When I was back in college and we were talking about being vegetarians and having macrobiotic diets, we only had what somebody wrote in a book and what they experienced. But we didn't have enough people that were on that eating plan, dietary plan, that was proving that it was all right. So we didn't have a landscape, I would say a garden, of people to go talk to. And it's the same way now. You might meet a few people that are doing particular practices, but if you're not engaged at least every couple of days with those people, you don't really know what they're going through. You don't know at what level. And for everybody, each school of thought, each school of philosophy of thought, of life, is different from person to person because our physical bodies that we decided to bring onto this physical plane to function are different. The only thing that's coursing through there is different types of blood, but it's blood. There's muscles, there's bones, there's tendons, there's nails, hair, there's skin with 7 layers to it or more, or 4 layers. So we got all of this, but we are yet different. And so each person's thought process, each person's emotional expression and feeling and sensitivity is going to be different from one person to the next. You're going to have some things that you share in common and some things that are similar and some things that are universal that you all are using, that we all are touching upon. But each person has to take that moment out into their life and explore these disciplines, as I'm going to call them. Whether it's a health discipline and regimen, or physical exercise discipline and regimen, or again, certain things you're doing spiritually or metaphysically or shamanistically. All these things is really left up to you. You will find out what works best for you, and there's others, many people, who have some skills, methods, techniques, and sciences down to a pat that help a lot of people. And I just came in touch with them not too long ago, and they got some stuff that's helping. But I'm talking about the people who may never get to meet them, never get to hear about them, never get to see them. What are they doing? What can they do? And this doesn't negate what anybody else is doing. We got the Amas out there. You've got, the Greg Bradens out there. You got the Michael Beckwiths out there. You got the Bob Proctors out there, John Assaroff. You got all these people doing things. But you notice they had to bring themselves on the path to make it work for themselves. So this is something that we have to realize. For some reason, folks, Facebook, Ustream is not letting my unit connect when I go live. So those of you that are watching, I was just behind in my dashboard there checking things in my studio. For some reason, everything is engaged, but it's just not going through. So if you're in the chat room with each other and can do that, that's great. I don't know why I can't get in. And I've been off and on like I did last week. I've spent many times seeing it go through, and then when broadcast time comes, it's not working. So I have to find out from them what is going on. But as I was saying earlier to people, and to the people that are watching here, if you have a question, and especially if you have befriended me on Facebook, all you have to do is send me a Facebook message like that. Facebook Messenger, because I got my trusty cell phone here. And so I'm going to be checking it every now and then to see if that Messenger bubble lights up. And I can go in there and, speak to you that way. And people will hear me call your name out, online here. But nonetheless, there's this opportunity that we have here to share and just to be golden and doing our thing. And it's a beauty all into itself. So I'm going to flip back over right now to my Facebook page through my phone. And I'm going to see when that bar gets lit up, someone will pop in and drop me a question. Maybe it could be you that will drop me a question. Well, one of the things what I was talking, you just heard me talking about here, is how there's so many different paths, right? And with all the different paths that are going on, we all have to find out that path or a series of paths that work just for ourselves. And we know that, and I know I've done it. I'm in my 60s here. I got real excited about some things and I wanted to share them with my cousins. I'm talking about 30 years ago. And man, they gave me this, I'm practicing demonic work. So, no, I'm not practicing demonic work. I'm just trying to get a message out there to somebody. And so, all I wanted to do, yes, you don't have to sit in the chat because I really can't see you in the chat. I don't know why mine is not going through. But what you could do is you could still watch the show. Then if you have a question, for those of you that have befriended me on Facebook, all you have to do is send me a Facebook message, to my inbox. And then that way I can interact. I don't have to text it back to you. You'll just see me tell you that over the phone. Over the internet here live. Okay, we're gonna have to do that for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna have to find out from UStream why this doesn't work. But it's supposed to work. My chat room here. So, you know, there's always what I call prime moments. And what are prime moments? The word prime means first. The prime means first. So in every moment of our lives, there's always a first where we could get something in motion for ourselves. Or we can build upon a theme for ourselves until we get all the different legs of the table straight, get the foundation straight in the way that we want, and then take that next step. So, what we should be doing, because the Angel of Grace says we are living in the age of remembrance from the year 2000 all the way up a little past 3000 AD. This whole millennium is all about remembering who we are. And we're beginning to remember our divine nature. Many people are on various paths, right? Get a sip of tea. Many people are on numerous paths doing the things that they need to do. So, again, I was saying it doesn't matter if you are, let's say, if you are following, I have students that I've been mentoring for 30 years, and they're older than me, and they follow a Santeria path, and they're very positive, and when they do stuff, it works. They follow a Yoruba path, Ife path. There's a lot of different paths out there, and what people have to learn how to do is find the path that makes you feel comfortable, that you feel comfortable in the path. Because once you get comfortable in the path, what I mean by getting comfortable, you understand how to communicate with the spirits in that path. That's what I'm talking about. You learn how to communicate with the deities in that path. To the point that you're having a conversation. Just like, what's that guy, Neil Donald Walsh. I met him a couple of times since 2010, going to hear him talk in Jersey when I lived back there, and coming out here almost. Got to talk to him several times in person, and it's all about your personal communication that you're having with the Creator and creation, and realizing that you are a part of that. So we might get to the understanding soon that when we're laying out a prayer, praying to the God, we're actually praying to the I am that I am that I am that's residing right here on the inside of us. And it took me a long time to get that. I remember when I first was studying the Tarot, and I used to look at the Fool, the court jester, and I used to think, wow, when I started doing some research on the court jester, that court jester had a difficult life, but could have a good life. Why? They were the comedian for the kings and queens. And if they couldn't make that king or queen laugh, or that magician or high priestess laugh, they were killed. They didn't get ostracized. They didn't get beaten. They may have gotten punished or scared, but in most part, they were killed. So to save themselves, they had to be really good. And being that the court jester had to be that good, it turned out that sometimes that court jester was on the same level with the priestess, the priest, and the magician. So I learned in the Tarot that the high priestess, and the magician are one and the same. They're flip sides of each other. And the hermit and the fool is one and the same. They're just flip sides of each other. Why? Because I learned that those 22 paths are really other the expressions of divinity. That means that the fool is the beginning and the end. The fool represents the alpha and the omega, and the cipher, the zero, the cycle, the womb. So that made the fool the god of the Tarot. How many times do we go through our own lives making minor errors here and there? And we know that our greatest teacher was the mistake. Someone had it on Facebook. Your greatest teacher is the mistake you just made. Because you got to come out of that one into something, but you got a better understanding. So all I'm saying is that it's nothing new, is that we all are out here on the planet, in this galaxy, living in this matrix, breaking through the veils of the matrix. I just got a lot of white light behind that one. So that's telling me that there's some downloading that's happening with me right now, and I'm going to share. I'm getting really hot, so Spirit is going to want me to release something every now and then. I might release a I might release a decree or an affirmation behind this. Every time I'm feeling it. I'm not even taking notes, and I don't have any notes set up. So let's say I'm riding just like you are, and we're going to see where this takes us in the next 90 minutes or so. I know a lot of you have other programs that you're going to be listening to on Blog Talk Radio, so I'm not going to hold you past my 7 o'clock range, Eastern Standard Time. I want to make sure everybody gets to those locations. But I just want to share this as an opportunity of greater understanding for us, that we all have this. Now, what kind of tea? Love ginger. Well, actually, I'm drinking Tulsi tea. I got turned on to Tulsi tea a year ago. One of my friends out here in Albuquerque was telling my sister about it, and then she told me about it, my spiritual sister, and then I started getting some. And Tulsi is that tea out of India. And this particular Tulsi tea that I like, it has ginger and lemon in it. And I'm still on a fast, so I don't have anything in here to sweeten it. I'm allowed to have some herbal teas, and of course some spring water, filtered water. And because my weight was up, my weight shot back up way back there in October, November, December to almost 250 pounds. And I was getting a little nervous because I was keeping it roughly at around 235, 237. And when I saw that thing hit the scale in January, I had to say, okay, I gotta get back to some basics. So I've turned some things around, and I knocked off 6 pounds back then, and then I got myself. I went from 249 all the way down to actually I started Sunday with this 5-day fast, liquid fast, weighing in at 239 pounds. Actually, I had lost 10 pounds, and now I've lost. I'm down to 237 right now, and I'll break the fast tomorrow morning. But I also know that I'm going to ride it out for a little longer. Okay, can you hear me now? It's my mic slipping in and out. Can you hear me now? Okay, everybody that's there, you can control the volume from your side. It says here that my only thing is I can't hear myself. Okay, you got it. Tulsi, West Indies. No, I think it's out of East India, I believe, Christine. And you can get in the supermarket, and you can get in a lot of the Whole Foods, Sprouts, other health food stores. Just go in the tea section and look for Tulsi, and it's a very strong herb. Another herb I'm going to get back into is the red reishi mushroom. I'm going to get into that drink again because I had, believe it or not, I had gotten back in, I think it was October. Yeah, back in October, I had received a channeling. Okay, good. The Pedroncelli is good. You can hear me. All right. Hey, we have ways of getting around this sound system in this chat room. So, as I was saying to you, Christine, and I told Brother S. Ollie Myers about it. Was interesting. I had finished a 3-hour group channeling, and Marie and Mike, who's in the chat room, you remember because that's when I first met you guys. My sister Vernell and I met you back in October of last year at Mocha Mug across town. And that channeling was so heavy, so spiritual. I mean, it was out of this world. And I had Vernell and Billy and William would drop me off at home, and we made a few stops along the way. And I've given William his information. I gave Billy his information. Vernell her just getting ready to give Vernell her information in the van. And all of a sudden, I saw this huge spirit looking down, like leaning on the van, looking down through the van on me. And I could see like the constellations. And I began to channel. And it said, I am Reishi, king of the mushrooms. And I was used as far back as ancient Egypt. And it just went on and on and on. And I mean, that was a powerful, powerful meditation that was going on. And that night, and you know what? I channeled for like, I think pretty close to 20 minutes. I was channeling the spirit of Reishi. And Reishi said that it was the first fungus plant. The first. And it's been around for millions and billions of years on the earth. Now, I hadn't done any research before, but what did it say? It said to me, Reishi, the royal red Reishi, said that not only were the Egyptians stargazing and sun gazing. Now, at that time, I didn't know anything about Tybro and the Gibsons and all of that. But I had been doing my own research on solar rejuvenation for 5 years, but couldn't find. I found a guy, HRM, and a few other people that just wasn't clicking. And I love mushrooms, and I eat them all the time, steamed or whatever named, right? So I was doing research and found out that our Egyptian brothers and sisters, the pharaohs and the queens, and they would, when they got put in their tomb, their own mausoleums, they found mushrooms in there with them. So they understood the power of the mushroom. And to have that mushroom in your system. So they had it way back then. We might have what we call a hybrid form. You imagine what they were having of it back then, the species of the mushroom back then. So that started to make sense to me. And it started to bring a whole lot of things to the surface with myself when it got to be understanding that these vibrations, these plants can talk to us, blades of grass can talk to you, cactus plant can talk to you, trees can talk to you, rocks, if we think they're inanimate, no, they got microcosmic, things, as we saw amoebas running through them. Everything is alive on the planet. We just have to realize how alive it really is. We have to realize, who is it that we're really praying to? Are we praying to some fictitious God, or are we praying to the God on the inside? Because the God on the inside is definitely putting something in motion. The God on the inside. So, when we're looking at paths, everybody's on their own path. Everybody. Certain couples, they're on paths together. Certain couples, each individual is on their own path, but whatever works for them is going to work for them. And it's not up to us to push somebody into our path just because we might think that the path they're on is slow. No, they're on that path for a reason until they get further notice. When they are, and we don't know if they're close to their divine nature or not. And for all we know, they could very well be, and we don't realize it because they're having their own level of communication. So, as I'm doing tonight, I'm like winging it under the aegis and the anointing of the angel of grace through divine prophets. So, I'm going to take a moment right now to just put out some information for you. You can always reach me. Those of you that personally know my cell phone number, you're welcome to use it. For those who I don't know yet too well, you'll have to reach me through my Skype internet number, which is 505-349-4722. That's 505-349-4722. That's my brand new Skype internet number. My other is a Magic Jack line number. Now, both the numbers are connected to my private mobile number. My spiritual prayer, meditation, and decree line. When you call it, it'll have a 2-minute message, all-purpose decree on there. It's for everybody. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So everybody can call it. When the line is free, you call it and you listen to the message as many times as you want. That number is 505-717-4722. That's 505-717-4722. And Divine Providence made it such that the new Skype number would have the same 4 digits at the end as my Magic Jack line that I've had for 6 years already with that same number, 4 digits. So that worked out just right. Okay? And this is the opportunity for all of us to feel like there's something new coming into our lives. You know, this is a golden opportunity. So I'm going to take a moment and drink my tea, just sip it lightly, and I want to release a meditation that we can all participate in. And this meditation, you'll be able to come back here and receive it all over again and really listen to it. I was getting a lot of flashing of light. I got some amber light coming down this way a little earlier while I was on here, some copper light. Now, amber deals with energy that takes us all the way into the past, perhaps across the multiple lines of past lives and lives that are concurrent with each other. So I know that I'm supposed to lay this one brick at a time. And I'm being told that this is coming from Akhenaten. He's saying like this. Okay, he calls me a meditant. He says, a meditant, say it like this. Tonight, we're going to lay a foundation, one brick at a time, so that by the time that this live streaming program is over with, you will have not only completed your foundation, but the steps that lead to and from the foundation. You're going to lead yourself to the apex, to the zenith, to your own top, to the pyramid capstone above your head. And so he wants me to share this with you. He gave me something when I traveled into the sun not too long ago. Into this, I'm going to call this holographic sun. It was the sun that we see every day, and it's the guardian before we get to the great central sun. And he showed me something. So I want you to have this experience. It's a meditation. And I just said to him, are you sure you want me to release this? And he says, it's fine. You know, people may find something, a jewel, inside of this meditation that they may not see anyplace else. And I'm already in the meditation. You see, I'm already there. So we're going to consecrate this with a little deep breathing right now. Now, I want you to participate in this with me. And it's not going to be a long meditation, but it's going to be a meditation where you're going to be flying. You might want to get up out of your seat. So one of the things you might want to do is get some tea or get some water and let it sit kind of at room temperature so that you can sip on it. This kind of meditation is very unique because he's letting me know that, check this out, you can have food around you. Food will help ground you. It's not going to mess your system up. It will help keep you grounded so that you really don't become spacey. All right, because your chi is going to be really flowing. So what he wants me to tell you is put little knickknacks out. You might have a mint out. You might have a cookie out. Just a little piece of it now. You might have some chocolate. Just a little piece. A little square about the size of when you slice off butter. Just a little bit. Okay? You're just going to need a little bit of something so that it will help you remember the journey. And he says it should be something sweet. So what you should do is have a spoon with some honey. If you have a spoon with honey, that will help you remember this journey. Because every time we do something on our path, we need to leave a marker for ourselves. And we need to leave a marker just in case you want to show this technique to others, right? So you're going to have some markers set up. And so the marker that you're going to utilize right now for yourself, this marker is something sweet. Okay, it could be, like I said, a little cookie, or maybe you got some chocolate cake, but you need to put it in front of you where you get to it. Because we're going, as we do this, the reason why he says because everything that's around you is going to grow in magnetism with you. Everything. That means if you have a pendulum, you'll be able to prove it to yourself. That by the time you're done, something within less than one arm's length away from you, like a cookie, like a slice of cake, slice of pie, whatever you want. He said it don't matter if it's vegan or not, vegetarian. It's going to pick up the vibration. If it's a cup of coffee, cup of tea, herbal tea, it's going to pick up the vibration. Everything is organic. So he says just take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and out of the mouth. Just do it one more time. You can do it 4 times if you like, but twice is enough, he says. He's showing me how we're going to do this. And what he wants you to do is relax. Just relax yourself. You don't have to make this a perfect way to sit. You could be laying down if you wanted to. But you may not be able to do that in your surroundings right now. So he just wants you to take this on. When you replay this later, then you'll be able to play it loud and you'll be able to lay down on your bed or your couch or on your carpet and take it all in. Just relax. Know that every particle in the air that you are inhaling is coming from a safe place. It's coming from a divine place and is already purified for you. So it doesn't matter if you saw chemtrails in the air. It doesn't matter because right now you are creating and consecrating your environment just by taking this meditation. As you take this meditation, just know that everything around you takes on the quality and the essence of what you are getting ready to do right now. Now, it's taking on the quality and the essence. So, you don't have to try to fix it mentally or emotionally or psychically or spiritually or shamanically. It's just going to obey. It's just going to align itself to the heart center, to your heart chakra. It's going to get in line with you. Just keep this in mind. You're not the physical body anymore. You are this divine entity on the inside that just happened to manifest this physical form to carry around in this environment. So you're actually on the inside of your body, not on the outside. Your consciousness is 100% on the inside. And now as your consciousness is 100% on the inside, we're just going to flow with it. Your body should be gradually heating up. And it won't be disturbing to you at all, because you're one and the same with the ethers of divinity and grace. Now as you do this, we're going to build one brick at a time. Let's work with your feet. Just know them and see them and feel their presence. That means it may project to you an image of just your toes. Doesn't matter. Once you see it or feel it, the toes are going to respond. The feet are going to respond. It's going to be a little warm coolness or tingling sensation going on. The minute you start feeling it come up, it's going to come up. So you switch to your ankles. Just be aware of your ankles and your tendons, the heel of your foot. And then the minute you started feeling a little sensation coming on, go right up into your calf muscles and your shins. Keep going right in through your knees. Right into your leg muscles. Right into the pelvis and buttocks. Keep going right through the waistline, right around your navel, lower part of your back. Just be aware of it. Just start tingling. Because you just told your physical body that it's not really here. So what's on the inside is the spirit waking up. Spirit deep down in your cellular memory waking up. It's waking up. It's waking up. It's waking up. Let's say it again. It's waking up. You might project mentally to yourself. Wake up, cells. Wake up. I am here. Wake up out of the land of Nod. Wake up. We're no longer dreaming. Wake up. We are divine. Wake up. We are heavenly. Wake up. We are spirit. And we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. Wake up. Feel it in your fingers, your palms, wrists, elbows, forearms. Just feel the whole body waking up. Your entire back, your chest, your neck, your face. Everything's waking up. Everything's remembering who it is now. And spirit inside is pouring to the outside. So we just took a moment. We built one brick. That was your entire body in sections. So let's go to the emotional plateau, the feeling part of ourselves, which is also on the inside. And we feel a great deal and we sense a great deal right through the solar plexus. And we also sense and feel a great deal right around the heart center, which is the middle of the sternum, even with your physical heart. So we remember there as well. Just tune into it. If you need to, place one of your hands on your solar plexus and one of your hands on the middle of your chest. Doesn't matter which one. Akhenaten says all things are the same. All things are relevant to each other. Just feel the energy moving back and forth. Feel the solar plexus expand, heart center expand. And if you want to put the balance between the solar plexus and the lower dantian, the second chakra, the sacral, then place one of your hands back down there and keep the other hand on the solar plexus. Just for a moment. Laying bricks, one moment at a time. Go to the base of your throat. And from the nape of your neck down to the point opposite your throat on the back, opposite the base. Feel it for a moment. Slide up and cup both of your ears, he says. Enlivening the energy in your ears, which is going to help you open up your clairaudience side. He said from that point, go and cover your eyes with both of your palms. If you want, you can rub the palms together, but cover both of your eyes. Take a moment and look right into the center. If you rub the palms, cover your eyes, then look right into the center. Open your eyes and actually look. Why? You're letting the chi that you built up through the friction go right in your eyes. Same as when you look at the sun or looking at a candle flame. Same thing. See, in you there's a sun too. In the Kabbalah, the sun is your heart. In palmistry, this ring finger is called the finger of Apollo, the sun, and it connects right into the center of your palm. So that's your heart point, solar point there, right in the middle of your palm. Just take it in. Now, all you got to do is take these two fingers, your middle finger is the longest though, and after you cover the eye, right, put one. You can just put one finger there and put the thumb at the side of your temple. Take my hat off a little bit. Right there is your temple. Don't press hard. Just put your thumb there. Keep your other two fingers right around where your ajna is, right? Third eye region. Take your other finger and do the same. You might have to cover it, but you want the fingers, at least the index fingers, your index fingers to touch. Touch the palm. Rub the palm slightly. Now I happen to have a hat on because I got a bad hair day. But what you will do is, after you do that, you're going to reach and touch right around this region here. These are also very sensitive points. You will touch any one of them by keeping your thumbs to your temple and just touch that part of your head. Bring your thumbs up, then touch where your crown of the head would be. And if you want, you can place your palm. He said you can place the palm of your hand there. And whichever hand that you decided to lay palm down on the crown, he wants you to take the other palm and touch the base of your skull with it. He just wants you to make a connection. Make that connection. What you're really saying with all of this touching, this is not emotional freedom technique touch. This is from Spirit of Atanat, and he's telling you can do this for yourself. It could be any technique. But by doing so, you are awakening to the God conscious self on the inside. It needs to have this touch and communication going on. Now, all points are connected. You've made an awareness connection, you see, with your chakras. And some people call it scale wave energy when you start connecting the top of your head in the center with your temples, with the brow center, with the base of the skull, and with the crown. So what you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you hook in the very top of your head, that's 6. And then this plateau of energy just springs out, you see. And what we're looking to do is open these centers up. Now it doesn't matter what path you're on. This is one path where your divine self remembers the energy. So you're going to express yourself differently than someone else. Now if you have a partner in your life, you might express slightly different from your partner, but yet you both share some similarities. Why? Because you're connected to each other. You do a lot of things together with each other. So you'll begin to hear each other without each other saying a word. You'll start developing telepathic communication. And what you could do, since you got a partner, or if you find a friend to do this with who wants to do this, you can do the same thing with them. And Atanat says, it doesn't matter what order you start in. It doesn't matter what order you start in. You can do it for each other. And when you do it with someone else, you can monitor, see what each other is feeling. You do it by yourself, you have to go slow enough so you can pay attention to what you're feeling. Now, when you do it by yourself, you may not feel something right away. You might feel it like within 5 minutes after you're over, 5 to 15 minutes. So every time you do some kind of exercise like this, and this is meditation. So I just hooked you up physically and emotionally through your feeling. Your mental state was already there. Because when you do the physical and the emotional, when you work those two plateaus, automatically the mental gets out of the way. That means your ego nature is sitting on the sidelines somewhere. It's no longer questioning what's going on. Why? Because you got so many different practices and things that you're doing anyway that is allowing you to take that ego side and let it have a seat. And just watch, let it become witness. But what happens to the ego? The ego becomes transcendent. It gets purified, then it gets what? It gets regenerated, it's rebuilt, and then it gets transformed. And then your ego, after your ego gets transformed, there's nothing left there but pure energy. That's all that's left. Nothing left but pure energy. So you'll have yourself working in full flow. And yes, wow. The Akhenaten says this. When you keep working on yourself, whether you're using Reiki, pranic healing, crystal layouts, walking, jogging, swimming, qigong, tantric energy meditations, when you're working on these things so much that all you have is a communication with the I am inside, nobody can come up to you and switch you off. I'm going to say that again. He says, repeat it a minute, 10. Nobody, no one can come up to you and switch you off. But when you're living in this matrix, right, there's a lot of people in here trying to turn people on and turn people off. And this is why I don't like to watch the news. Listen to all that rabble-rousing that's going out there. If you listen to it too much, it'll switch you off. You'll be going in the wrong direction. This is why the late Reverend Ike used to say, your economy should never be invested in the physical common man. What he means by that is the political structure, the governmental structure. Never let your belief fall into that economy. The only economy that's going to work is the unfailing supply, as the Unity Church likes to say it. Unfailing supply. What is unfailing supply? That's the God, Goddess energy inside of you that's hooked up to the divine. And what is money? Money is called what? A currency. That means it's a flow. It fluctuates just like rising what? High tides and low tides have a fluctuation, right? High tide and low tide. Doesn't money, investments, and stocks go up and go down? Well, they tell you, you get a car off the lot. You drive a what? One of them Bugattis that costs $100,000. The minute you take it out on the main road, it's not $100,000 anymore. You're driving it, you're owning it, and anything happens. It what? Depreciates. It has no more value. The only one that has value is you. So, this is why we're not to become enslaved by the material. Or I should say the physical. Don't become enslaved by the physical. The material, you can never be enslaved by the material. Why is that? Look at the word material. M-A-T-E-R-I-A-L. Now last night we got the word bliss. And both of these go hand in hand. Bliss, not bless. Bless is a whole nother word. Bless is right there. When you're blessed, then bliss comes. When you are blessed, then you feel blissful when you are blessed. So now, why would you feel blissful after being blessed? Because you understand in the word material is what? Mater. M-A-T-E-R. And what is mater? Mother. And M-A is what? Ma. You say, hey Ma, how you doing? Ma is short for mom, which is short, goes up for mother. And mom, in the M-O, you get a hold of a legal dictionary, a Black's Law dictionary, and look up M-O. M-O means first, prime, source. So, from now on out, we're going to call this physical form, the true physical form, a material form. Why? It belongs to the mother. It's derived, it comes through mother. Mother, all who are mothers have a womb. All mothers will have a womb, right? Therefore can carry the fetus. The man can't carry the fetus. The woman carries it. Man just carries the seed. He's lucky if out 1 million those sperms get to the egg. So that tells us something very special, doesn't it? You'll do your research and you'll know what I'm talking about. So let's take another step in this meditation. I want you right now to step inside yourself. Know that you're in the greater regions of the heart chakra. Because material is mother. How high is the mother in you? The I am in you. So he wants you to envision a cube, a golden cube, all the way around you. You can make this cube as big as you want. But the best way to make this cube is if you stuck one arm out in front of you or out to the side, the cube should be right at where your middle finger would touch the wall of the cube. Okay? That's the same distance above your head and beneath you. He said, in this golden cube, that's a sacred shape, a golden cube. That's the earth. That's the embodiment of the earth with everything. Cube has 6 sides. I want you to think of everything that you know that has 6 sides in sacred geometry. A cube has 6 sides. But it's interesting. When you look at the cube, how many corners? That's interesting, right? Cube has 6 sides. But how many corners? Has 8. 8 corners and 6 sides. That's something unique. 8 corners, 6 sides. That's the cube. No one really talks about the 8 corners. But if you talk about the 8 in Chinese philosophy, that's prosperity and abundance. So if you live on the earth inside this cube, if you move around inside this cube, you're going to get prosperous. Inside the cube is a golden globe. So again, if you're putting your hand out in front of you, your middle finger, the longest finger on your hand, touch the wall of the cube. Now on the inside, you're touching one of the circumference points of the globe. That's touching the center of that panel of one of the 6 sides. So what is happening is the top of your bubble, I'll call it, is touching the center of your cube ceiling. The bottom is touching the floor of the cube. The back is touching the back of the cube. The front of the ball is touching the front of the cube. The ball side on the right is touching the right wall, and the one other side of the ball is touching the left. So now it's in touch. The only thing it's not touching is what? The 8 corners. Now, this is the other part of this. And we have less than, we got 30 minutes to go. We're gonna have fun with this. I want you to remember this now. You can create this on your own at will. If you got something sweet around you right now, ingest it. Just a little bit of it. It could be ice cream. It could be a tiny piece of pie or a cake, a cookie. Just ingest it. Just put it in your mouth and savor it. Or a piece of chocolate. Just savor what you just did. Your body, your physical body, became the cube. Now your auric field is inside that cube. That was the second ball. The auric field of your body is now inside that cube. This is from our good friend Tanatin. And now he says, focus on your heart chakra. There sits a candle flame. That is the 3rd sphere. And it's inside of you. And the third sphere, which is inside of you, looks very much like the sphere that you're sitting inside of. They are one and the same. They're going to become one and the same. One lives inside the other. And the reason why there is no cube around the smaller circle, the smaller globe, because we do not want to contain it. We want it to live and pulsate and thrive and expand itself. And what it will do, it will consciously expand itself through your body, through the larger globe, through the cube, and it will stop on the outside. And where it's going to stop on the outside, check this out. The only points that can touch what's in the heart from the inside of the heart are the 8 corners. So that means this that you carry in your heart contains the 8. And you can think of the 8 this way: the 4 cardinal sections and the 4 corners. So if you're looking at a compass, you see north, south, east, and west. And what do you see are the diagonals running through? You see what? Northeast, southeast, southwest, and what? Northwest. Now, those are out a little further. And guess what? The light inside of you encompasses that. So what you really got going on here is your own little Fibonacci code. This will replicate itself continuously. And this means that everything that's happening outside of yourself that you had to touch with the cube is gathering information of the world that you are in. The sphere that's on the inside is doing what? It's transforming that. It's purifying that so that the information that's being picked up can be raised to a higher level. Or step down to a lower level so you can comprehend it and digest it. And you on the inside is taking all of this activity in. Which means you're going to create the world from the inside out. You're going to feel the world from the inside out. You're going to manifest the world that you're in from the inside out. That's from Master, Ascended Master Akhenaten. I used to sing this tune. Who's that knocking at your door? Akhenaten. Who's that ringing your bell? Akhenaten. You're knocking on your own door, your own consciousness. You got the key because you yourself are the key. And once you turn yourself on, no one can turn you off but you. Once you create this world, you're the one that could change it. You could dismantle it. And once you make this world that is you the way that you want it to be, it will acclimate itself to all other worlds, and it will not let external worlds destroy your inner world. Because you'll be, as they say, on top of the world. You'll be inside your own world, looking in, looking out. Nothing can turn you around. Nothing can turn you upside down. Why? Because you're traveling at the speed of your own light, the speed of your own consciousness. I just got a shock. It's a confirmation. So this is why they tell us to do what? Drink plenty of water and alkaline your body. Why? Because the more information you can get in, the faster you'll be able to access that information. The clearer you are on the inside, the better you'll be able to access that information. Some people need more sleep than others. Other people need no sleep sometimes. Some people will stay up for 24 hours and be all right. And then at the 48th hour before it comes up, they take a nap. They go to sleep for a few hours. Then they get back up. Some people have to exercise like this, like the world is coming to an end, but it's not. Only thing that's coming to the end is the old way of thinking. That's what's coming to an end. So we fast when we need to, we detox when we need to, we do them both at the same time when we need to. You need to go out and play and have fun. Why? Because that helps. Playing and having fun what? Allows you to move the energy, move and process. Going out and dancing allows you to move and process the energy. Practicing martial arts, jogging, swimming, bicycling, hiking allows you to process energy. We're to be these type of divine beings where we remember that we travel without going anywhere. That we can change the world around us without going anywhere. One day we'll realize we'll have the power within, but we don't need to get on Amtrak. You won't have to ride a Grand Central train in New York City. You don't have to get on a subway. You don't have to get on a bus. Don't have to ride a motorcycle, a car. Don't have to be in a plane. Don't have to be in anybody's spaceship. Why? Because when you change the world around you, because you changed on the inside, then everything changes. Everything comes to you. You don't have to go to it at all. The remembrance is here. It's coming. We create everything because we are the creator. We see everything because we are the seer. We can create a prophecy and we can change the outcome of a prophecy. See, that's what happened when we had that last big winter solstice, the one in 2012, and everybody said, well, the world's going to come to an end and we're going to experience 3 days of light, and all of a sudden it's going to shut down 3 days of darkness. And what was happening? People were getting scared. Oh, people were getting scared. Oh, we're going to freeze over, we're going to die, we're going to wake up, we're going to wind up someplace else. But what was all of these people doing? Some people were very sincere. A lot of it was through books that they've read and meditations that they did over and over. But not too many people, or I'm going to say not too many, but a few people started putting up some things on YouTube. There was some Starseed Native American people putting stuff up there that were saying, don't follow all that Hopi stuff, because the course has changed. The world is not going to end. No, the Matrix is going to shut down. You're waking up. That's what they said in so many words. And what is happening? Groups all over, from the internet to regular radio to your TV set, people going out in sacred places. And it's good to go to these sacred tours. It is good to go to these other places. But what my friend Antonatin says, the one place you didn't go to yet was you. You are the sacred place. If you look at the word sacred, there's a couple words you can get out of there. You can get scared. You shouldn't be scared, because the Matrix will scare you. And then there's the word that you're supposed to see. Sac red. What is the red sac in your body? The red sac, or reddish looking sac, is called your heart. And the heart is synonymous with lexigram, it turn around, earth, ear, hear, hearth. It's all right here. We're going to start running to ourselves and embracing ourselves. So I want you to hold on to that journey. You could switch it around and play with it, because Atanan says everybody's got one, so you play with yours. Yours might be a miniature pyramid on the inside, or you might go to a pyramid that's all a series of pyramids and globes. Or you might be in the Merkaba. Everybody has one of those too. We aren't without anything. We got all the tools we'll ever need. We just have to unlock them. So I'm going to leave this with you. Your DNA symbolically, or we call it DNAA, is your divine nature activated in action. Your divine nature is now activated, and it's in action. It has always been. I just didn't do it tonight. You've been doing it the whole time before. You've been activating it on your own before. And as you begin to realize that you've actually been tapping on your own door before. Every time you study somebody's discipline, you're opening yourself up to something new. But eventually, you got to find a golden thread that runs through all of them. There's a golden thread that connects you from one school of thought to the next school of thought to the next school of thought. They all look different, right? They all got different lesson plans and different designs and different programs, different rituals, different ceremonies. But they're all designed to do what? To open you up wide enough so you can hear the one on the inside who's been doing all the talking. The one who's been guiding you all this time. So, we have about 18 minutes left. And I want you to taste something. Something else that's a little sweet. Just taste it. Why? Because you're making a connection between something that tastes sweet on your tongue with the journey that you are taking. And then you can get good with it and drink an herbal tea without nothing in it. Drink the most bitter tea in the world and make the connection. Make that connection. With your divine side, make that connection. So I digress, not really digress, but just taking you back a little bit to understand that this path is a multiple path, you see. When you learn to stay within your lane, as I call it, you'll realize that the lane you're in is not narrow at all. The lane that you find yourself in is expansive. It's infinite. And some parts of your lane overlap someone else's. Why? Because they're studying something similar. They have some similar pieces that they're taking in and they're utilizing at that moment, right? You're doing the same. All you're doing is embracing yourself. That's what you're doing. You're here to embrace yourself, to send the love back to you, to tell the sacred boy or girl on the inside that you now remember, that you're not living in a world of fantasy, science fiction. You're living in a world of sacredness, and that your sacredness is universal. Your sacredness is definitely 100% a part of the microcosm and the macrocosm. That you are a reflection of the divine source. And just like the divine source has resources and can resource you, you can resource yourself. Allow yourself to be resourced by you. So, it is 6:44. I like the double numbers there. There's that 8 and the 6, right? Cube with 6 sides and 8 corners. What is the 44? Divine order, as above, so below. As within, as without. So, I affirm that all that I have said this evening, that is a seed intention that's planted within you. It's in your hands. It's in your consciousness. I affirm that in your own way you will comprehend it and you will contemplate on it and you will meditate on it and you will put it in action for yourself, even in this very moment. I affirm that you begin to remember, and that you already can remember, and you already have remembered, that you and the divine are one and the same. I affirm that no one can switch you off because you control the switch. You control the button. You're the hand that sets yourself in motion. And you're the hand that can hold yourself back. You're the hand that can pat you on the shoulder and comfort yourself. I affirm that even a dream with one element will open up another door into that dream, and you will see another form of what? Materialization. The expression of the mother, of the divine mother in your life. Why? Because when we walked through 2012, we walked into what? The period, the era of the divine feminine. Women all over the world are going to walk out their destiny. There will be more women, Akhenaten says, that will become millionaires in the next few years, no matter what the man-made, no matter what the fictitious economy looks like. There will be women that will become self-made millionaires. And if they're not, they're on their road to becoming one. There will be women who will come out of retirement that will be some of the best motivational speakers and transformational coaches that this world has ever seen. There will be women who will look like they had nothing at all, and all of a sudden they have something. And it's valuable. And the valuable increases. And the men in their lives will be the benefactors. The children in their lives will be the benefactors. The siblings in their lives will become benefactors. The parents and the grandparents, the aunts and the uncles, and the cousins. This also includes half-brothers, half-sisters, and all of that. Even their neighbors, if they're paying attention, will become benefactors. Or beneficiaries. That's perhaps the more proper word. They'll become beneficiaries, and a benefactor is the woman who's making it. And the man will pay attention to the demonstration, and they will see that they can materialize for themselves, and they will be in harmony with Mother Earth, better known as Gaia. And let every creature that is in your home, walking on four legs, or flying around with some wings, or slithering in the cage, will wake up. And you will see it in its true divine form. You will see its beauty. And all forms will unravel. All forms will blossom and come forward and be inside of you as they are in the world. See, what we're seeing is the world is changing. The world that we thought we were looking at is no longer the world that we're supposed to look at. We're now looking at this other world, this most beautiful world, the one that we keep creating. That is the world that we are seeing. That is the world that's going to prosper us. That is the world that is going to make us whole. You see, that world is going to make us whole because we now remember who we are. And every moment we are remembering who we are. We can't help it. Because memory is in us. We are the memory. We're the memory bank. Just like in the old tribes, be it Native American, be it African, be it Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whoever. Who was the one that hold the memory? It was the grandfathers and the grandmothers. And after them, who held the memory? The storytellers in the villages. And the griots, right? They go from one village to another carrying news, telling a story. Because that's what they did. They kept the story or the messages alive. When someone prophesizes for somebody, they're keeping the message alive because they can see it. But everybody can prophesy. Everybody can be a seer. You just have to open yourself up to receive and to work on yourself so that you keep receiving. You have to keep clearing yourself so that the message comes out clear to someone else who is supposed to receive it. So this is our opportunity to share in the goodness and the blessings of all that we see and all that we have, I see and decree that from this day forward, this evening forward, that whatever you are seeking to do is going to be a blessing first in your own life, and then become a blessing in someone else's life. That all that shall come to you shall be a blessing. Everything. That everything in your life will further bless you. Everything. Everything in your life will further bless you. Everything that you receive in your life is at the direct hands of a blessing that you performed or you helped someone else be in position to receive. I see and decree that because you are growing into yourself, you are becoming an agent of divinity in this form, in this material world. Because you are linking yourself with the Divine Mother's energy. You are linking yourself with the Divine Mother's energy. You are allowing yourself to be all that you need to be. And you are taking yourself into a, as they say, the upper room. And you are allowing yourself to be this individual, to be the healer in your community, the healer in your family right now. You are it, says the universe. Universe says, tag, you're it. You are now a part of this divine source. You have always been, but you now have reawakened to that fact that you are. You are now this divine soul because you have reawakened to that fact that you are. You are the key. You are the door. Everything that you know can unlock yourself to a new life, a new beginning. I see and decree that your wisdom, your ancient wisdoms, your ancient truths are like those ancient rivers that travel from one landmass to the next. Ancient bodies of water, the wombs on the earth. I see and decree that you know all about that. You've seen it before. You swam in the rivers of ancient times, and you are now here today. You have called yourself to be here today. I see and decree that many of you, and Akhenaten says this, the angel of grace says this, my ancestor Mother Grace, my late mother, and her mother, my grandma Charlotte, say this. They say, tell them that you are this far away from a major opportunity that's going to enhance your life and enhance the lives of everybody that's in touch with you. You are this close. Not, yeah, I'm going to put my finger. You're not this close. Yeah, wait a minute. You're not that close. You're this close. That's how close you are. So don't step away from the opportunity. Keep knocking at the door. Keep ringing the bell. And yourself that's already has advanced itself, your spirit self, which is already in the ethers, is going to come through and open the door and let you in. This is your time. And it started already. It started already when you decided that you were going to wake up. That's when it began. When you decided that I wasn't going to walk down that path anymore, I was going to get on a different path of self-discovery. I was going to get on a different path for self-healing. I was going to get on a different path for self-awareness. I was going to get on a different path because I was going to give myself some love. When you fed those things, that's why we did something. We had a little cookie out there, a little slice of cake, a little scoop of ice cream, so you can taste it, so you can bring back the memory to you. When you bring back the memory, oh, is it sweet? It is so sweet because you now remember. And once you remember something, you don't forget. Huh? You don't forget to learn how to walk. You don't forget to learn how to talk. You don't forget to learn how to dress yourself. You don't forget to learn proper hygiene for yourself. You don't forget how to drive a car. You could drive a car when you were 18 years old. Do you know if you never driven a car now and you 40 something, you get in the car and turn on the engine and pull that sucker out and start driving it? You don't forget anything once you start. Why? Because some part of you is in it 100%, or at least 98% of your attention. So I see and decree that you're going to have a gorgeous time, because it's a new day now. It's a new change. I see and decree that you will wake up each and every day and look yourself in the mirror and say, you know, you're all right. In fact, you're better than all right. You really know what you're talking about. You have authenticity. You're the real deal. And no one can turn you off but me. Because you be looking at yourself telling yourself that. No one can shut you off but you. And if you're trying to explain something to somebody and they don't want to hear it, don't force it. Don't keep trying to push it on them. Just move on. Just move on. That's all you got to do. Just move on. One of the things you do want to do is meditate daily. I can tell you that. Do some form of meditation. Even if it's a walking meditation, a jogging meditation, just do some meditation. Because it will help you what? Anytime you're staying in motion, is allowing you to catch up with everything else that's in motion. And then when you stop, then what? The world can stop with you for a moment. You capture this. Everything is alive. So it's now 6:58 p.m. my time, which is 8:58 p.m. your time, if you're on the East Coast. If you're in Albuquerque, just wait a few more weeks, it'll still be daylight. It won't be dark out, right, for us. We're going to have a glorious time. So I'm going to prepare some things in the next 2 weeks, because my birthday rolls up on the 16th, and I want to do something special for my Blog Talk radio show that I do every Wednesday now at Circle of Grace 1. The Blog Talk radio channel that I have is called The Age of Remembrance, and of course that's a 30-minute show. And I got a chance to interact with someone. I got at least, I think, 1 or 2 people last night to interact with me. And we're keeping it at 30-minute shows, and hopefully in the future, later down the road this year, we can open it up into a 45-minute show or a 60-minute show. You need at least really 45 to 60 minutes so you can get the full flavor of what I'm talking about. And as soon as I get this chat room connected, then I can see what people typed into the chat room, and I can really interact, because it's a blessing. And some people, you can interact with me on the Facebook Messenger. We can do things that way as well. Well, I'm getting ready to sign off. It is now 7 p.m. First 15 minutes, I was trying to get things straight. Just couldn't get the chat room going, but I was on broadcasting. But we got now some very good elements in, and we had a rocking good time. I'm thankful for the audience that did come. Be sure to share this with your friends and family, other people that have an interest in what I might be talking about here and sharing, whether it's on Blog Talk Radio. I'm on Blog Talk at www.blogtalkradio.com /circle-of-grace grace dash one or hyphen, and that will take you to the Age of Remembrance page, and we have a chat room there, and I can see who's calling in, and we have a good 30-minute show. But I'm preparing something special. It might be just some teaching prayers, some affirmations, some decrees, but we're going to have an opportunity to get really excited, and I'm going to do my best to find out why the chat room isn't functioning here in Ustream, and I want to get that set up because I know in the months to come there's going to be so many people here. You know, back in 2008, 2009, I used to have as many as 60 people with Ustream in a chat room. 60 people in the chat and 100 people all together viewing. And we still didn't have any phone lines back then through Ustream. So I know that the audience is going to grow, and we want to grow this again, like Akhenaten says, one brick at a time. We're going to one layer at a time. We're going to grow this. So I want to thank you for being here with me. I really enjoyed your presence this evening and coming through, Sister Christine and Brother Mike and Brother Marie. You know, hit me up there on that instant Facebook message. We know that this is going to expand. My grace is your grace. I'll be here next Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here. For Pacific Coast people, I know it's early. That'll be 4 p.m., but for me it's 5. I'll be here every Thursday as much as I can. I'm hoping to take a short trip. I don't know where I'm going, but I might take me a short trip up to Chicago or to visit some friends up that way, or I might swing myself back around and go to out to California to see if I can catch up with some elder friends out there, and of course with my niece that is there. Hey, Layla Hill is on too. I know she was in there. Shay, Christine. So I'm looking forward to this. This is a golden opportunity to just to see myself have this opportunity to share this. And I've always been one to get online, so I'm getting better with age. I'm going to say it this way: I'm getting younger, better and younger, feeling better. And I can't wait because I'll tell you, when I get up tomorrow morning, my 5-day fast will be completed. And my weight is down to, what is my weight? My weight is now down to, as of this morning, my weight is 237 pounds. Woo! And I hope to see at least go to 236 tomorrow morning. So I'm on track to get my weight down hopefully by April or the end of this month or beginning of April. I hope to see my weight get down to maybe about 229. My weight that I'm shooting for is about 220. 220, 225. So I'm taking my time getting my weight down. And I'm going to, this weekend, if the weather stays nice the way it is, this weekend I'll be back to jogging. Because my body hasn't seen the road of jogging. And I'm looking forward to getting out there and doing some jogging. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, 235, 237, 235. And I really want to be the right weight for me is, for me at this age, would be right about 225. 225 would be just right for me. As you can see, my face is slimmer, definitely a slimmer face. I did some spiritual consultations with some friends, and everything was on target. I had a lot of energy. I was walking really fast today. So I'm really excited about how all of this is coming together. And now I'm going to take a little break and have some more tea, and take some more of these herbs I've got to take. And I'm going to enjoy myself, maybe do some reading, start some spiritual class trainings I have to do. But I want to thank everybody for being on here, and going to see you soon. Uh, by the way, Marie and Mike, I will be Friday, March the 18th. Friday, March the 18th, I'll be over there at Mocha Mug because they asked me, Susan asked me when was I coming back, so Vernell and I chose Friday, March the 18th to be out there. And then, of course, within a week or so, probably the following Friday or Saturday, I have a friend coming in from Washington, the state of Washington, one of my longtime students from New Jersey who's been living in Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle since 2001. He's coming in town Wednesday the 23rd. That's John Gilbert. He's a piano player, singer. He plays the piano bars. So it's going to be a fabulous journey, and it's going to be amazing. Yeah, 4 friends, cool. Bring them, and we're gonna have a rocking good time. I think he's coming to see Pink Floyd on the Friday the 25th. So maybe if we do our meditation on the 26th, he'll have a chance to experience my more advanced meditations. The last time he sat in on meditation back in New Jersey with me was in the year 2000. So he hasn't sat in meditation for 16 years. And this will be a blessing for him. He's a Reiki master and an awesome singer and piano player and composer. All right, well, I'm going to sign off. I love everybody. Love you all. See you next time. I'll be here next Thursday. Hit it at 5 p.m. Now I got to go in here and figure out why my chat room is not hooking me up properly with Facebook. Tell my friend Layla I'm going to call her. Well, Layla, you're listening. I'm going to call you. You have 4 viewers. Layla, I know you're there. I'm going to call you about that app in a minute. I hope you saw the email that I sent you. I'm going to talk about it a little bit with you. Thank you, Layla, for following me and supporting me. And I feel excited with that new opportunity. So Mike and Marie, thank you. Christine, thank you. And everybody else, see you real soon. Be well. Have a great time. I'm going to get some rest, drink some more tea, and I'm ready to relax a little bit and then get back to my studies. And I will see you next week. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you real soon.